let's see how it goes. So Hakavanot. So we read a little bit yesterday, and the question is that the Marchu had said that he heard not from the Rav as best he understood it. How you take the number 28, the 28 which appears in the KADDISH, and how you match it up with the 18, and there's a question of why do you want to do this? Because we want to sweeten them. We want to sweeten the Elokim. And he wants to sweeten two aspects of the Elokim. So there's a question over there. Maybe he's going to get to it in here. I'll understand it better. Is that how is it that he takes the Pashut and the Mali, and he wants to sweeten it with the next step, that is, of Elokim, Pashut and Mali, and wants to take those, which is a gematria of 18. So first of all, question is, what is the significance of taking the count? He's taking the count of that. So he's saying to take the count, and he wants to, that is just of the letters, just counting up the letters, and he wants to sweeten that with the Mali, which is coming from the Koach of, that's the Mali of whatever name we're talking about. We're talking about Abba, it's going to be the Mali, the Sag. And if it's Ima, we're talking about the Ma. So I guess this is the KADDISH, or the one that we're talking about. I guess is the Sag and Ma. Maybe that's what it calls. I haven't gone through that enough to be able to really see it clearly. But at any rate, so that doesn't. So first of all, there's a little bit. You're taking 28 a Mali to Mali and trying to sweeten a Pashut and a Mali. So it doesn't work out. You have 10 extra. That's what we saw yesterday. So his V'amnam, that explanation, are exactly what you do with the extra 10. Nobody knew, that is, the person told him didn't really know, and so now we don't know either. V'amnam nira doichik becomes, so it seems like to try to push that idea, the previous idea together, the haknis b'chinas acharayim the Elokim. He says you had to do that, so instead of, you're dealing with the panim, right? You're dealing with the Mali, the Mali, of a holy name, and this is continued to be the panim, and you want to use that to sweeten up somehow the acharayim, which he says seems to be a contradiction. So even though we haven't made a tikkun, I'm reading on the top, I'm sorry, the tikkun in the extra 10, whether we're talking about the 18 that we're trying to sweeten up, I'd like to propose another idea, he says. He says, according to my thinking, it's more correct. Here's what you do. You take the 18, right? So you could take those 18 out of the 28 and use that. Now you have 10 left over for Esach Yiserim in the Esrim, so now the other 10 that are left over from the 20, from the 28, Shalavaya, what do you do with them? So this is the critical question over here. What do you do with them? So V'im ha'arbayim v'shnayim shalavaya. Let me see. He says, what do you do? Techabrem. Sorry, I skipped something. More important word, he says. He's mina esr v'shmona shalavaya techabrem. So you could take those extra 10 and join them together. Ima arv v'shnayim shalavaya in the 42 that come from the name of Avaya. I'm not sure exactly what that means. The 42 that come from Avaya, v'hi ben. So you add it on to the existing 42. Now we have to know what 42 he's talking about, but 42 is our magic number, and he says you add it on and you make the word ben. How's this work? V'tamting b'chem ben shel Elokim, and he says there is a ben. You could find a ben in the name Elokim. So to try to figure this out, we'll read the Tiv when we get to it. So he says shehem chamishim v'shnayim osis, which are the 52 letters. Shehem peshut chamisha, because here's how he's going to count it out. He says in the pashut there's 5. Of the milui shlosha aser, and the milui is 13. And we talk about Elokim. Of the milui shloshim v'arba, so that you're going to come out with 34, which is dal or lad. Saka kol chamishim v'shnayim. So the count of the whole thing is 52. Shebeshem Elokim K'noida, that's part of the name Elokim. So how do we get that? So he says, if you take the Pashut, the Male, and the Male, you're going to get over here to 42, and that you add on to the 10, or that's the 52. Anyway, let's see. So I'm a little confused. Let's look at number Shin Samaches in the Hakavanot, and it says Avaramarchu Doicha as the Varav Kevin Shechamab Dechavayahu Mab Shal Panim, Vamab Shal Elokim is a Mab Shal Ach. So must be that the Morchu is saying that's a combination doesn't work. You have to have the directions the same, maybe like Rabbi Memran used to say, and you have to have the front goes to the front and the back goes to the back, something like that. That's its assumption. V'hamab shel Elokim hu mab shel ach u'morchu toin. He claims shezera v'deichik. The sarf kan b'kavana as the shem ach shel Elokim. To join that to the Acharayim, v'zera v'taina echad al kavana shel mab shel KADDISH. So this is one claim that we say, or one position that we take about the kavana shel mab shel KADDISH, or this mab shel KADDISH. That's what they said. So v'gam yesh lamorchu od taina. So he has another way of looking at this. I don't know, he uses the word taina here. So what is it? The claim of what should be the right answer, I guess. Gam lamarchu yesh od taina b'chal kavana shel koach shel KADDISH. He says, how do you work this? He said, v'gam kavana shel koach dechavaya b'KADDISH gam sham KADDISH, or shem KADDIsh, sham kasha. I'm sorry. Gam sham kasha. There's a problem there too. Shachar koach dechavaya, that the 28 letters that could be generated out of the vaya, which is rak. So he said that. Excuse me, I'm reading it wrong. Sha'koach dechavaya hamtik rak yud ches shel Elokim. It can only really sweeten the 18 that go along with the name Elokim. Shehem pashut the shem Elokim chamisha osius, which is the pasuk, which is 5 letters. But she's just spelling it out now. V'shem Elokim Mali, which has 13 letters. V'yachad hem yod ches. Nishar bo hakoach. So now you're still missing the 28 od sarah od sarah. So out of the 28, you're still missing 10. Shalom nisakin the daim b'tikanam tacho shel shem Elokim, which still is not used. So it's apparently he's saying that so let's say we're talking about sag. I don't know if you're talking about sag or ma, but it's talking about one or the other or both of them. He says that they're used for a matching sweetening purpose. They're on a higher level than their mochen godlessness. So he's a morchu choshev b'derek acheres be'ezer of open lahamtek as a mochen the godless the shem Elokim. And he said, so that the path that he's thinking about now, so he says it goes like this. B'moli the 28 letters of but now, tikach min akoch or rak chai osios levad, that's all you've used. He's just going the language again. So you take that. That's the idea of to use them as a sweetener. So he shows you there you have the Elokim. Yud Gimel Osius, and the Milui looks like this, and it has 13 letters. Now the Yachad there's Chai Osius v'nimsa ke'es v'kachlo the molid rock Chai Osius. So he says v'kavanu bo lahamtek as Chai Osius the pashu the molid the shem Elokim. Fine. V'harei b'molid the molid shem Elokai yesh koach Osher, but really spelling it out. V'lekachlo b'zeh. So we're taking from there rak the chai. That's all you. There's nishar lano min hakoach the havaya od asara ve'elu asara shenishar mezeh. So there's then the leftover. Now what are you going to do with them? But havaya b'pasha the mali. So let's go back. He says running over it again. And the vaya the mali and the mali. Let me see. He says, "B'chavaya b'pashut umole, umole demole." If you take the whole bundle, yesh b'yachad b'shloshtam ma b'osius. Altogether, they make 42 letters. So he said, "You ben." It's going to make the word ben. Asar min hakoach shalamali demali im amab sheyet b'pashat umali mali demali biyachad olu l'mispar ben. So you take the 10 that's left over and the 42 that you had to begin with in the mali demali, the pashat demali and the mali demali. So v'chabetamte beben hazel shalavayus. Then the ben shel chavaya tamtik as the ben sheyet b'shem elokim. So you can make a ben out of this avaya by adding 10 onto the 42, which is a mali, which is a pasha, a mali, and a mali, the mali. B'shem elokim yesh ben osius. There now in that case you're going to have 52 letters. B'shem elokim b'pasha yesh chamesh osius. He says like this, kazeh. So he says kazeh elokim. Of Amilu Shlosha Ansa B'Shem Elokim, Amili Yosh Yud Gimel Osius Kazeh, and he shows us the 13 letters that you get in the Mali of Elokim. And then he said, wait a minute, there's also a Milui of the Milui of the Shlosha V'Arba. Of a Milui Shal Elokim Yesh B'Lad Osius Kazeh, and then he shows you the whole thing. There's another 34 letters if you got the Mali. Now you're matching a Mali, the Pasha Mali, the whole thing together. Biyachad kulam, so he said, biyachad kulam, cham chamesh osi peshuta, v'yud gimel osius, amilui, v'lad osius, shal amilui, biyachad, they come to the word ben. That's 52. But ben osius, heim ben osius, sheyet b'shem elokim. So there you go, the 52 letters that you can, that actually do exist in the name Elokim. There's a ben in there. He says, now you're going to sweeten the ben. Now, in the ben, what is the Malchusdika aspect, or the aspect that I guess is the root of the Elokim. That's how we understand that. Let's see if there's a little bit more. We're out of time. So Shen Pei Tes. And it's Shrinte Pes is going to start running into this area where the Marchu has no notes on them. So we'll get that tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem. Thank you so much for learning with me today.